Happy Friday and welcome to today's LinkedIn live stream. And we've got a kind of what I guess we call it a contrarian view on the topics here today. But I'm joined with both Melissa and Kirsten. Good day, Melissa. How are you?
I'm good, Rickatron. How are you on this fine Friday?
Yeah, I'm glad it's a Friday. That's for sure's. And joining us is Kirsten. Good afternoon, Kirsten.
Hey everyone, happy Friday. It's a beautiful day here, so I hope that everybody's day goes great.
Indeed. So one of the things we do with our LinkedIn Lives, for those of you, we got a good crowd on already, let us know in the chat where you're from. Drop in the country or US state. We're going to light up the application. We've got both Felicia and Mark as our producers and social media team providing us outstanding support here on these events that we can light up the application. So we are going to talk all things NOT backup and replication at VeeamON 2021. So, and that's kind of a contrarian view. So we've got some slides presented. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. We've already got Saudi and South Africa and Texas, and Ohio, New York. All right, keep them coming. Germany, welcome everybody. We're going to
welcome to the party.
Yeah, welcome. All right, so let's introduce VeeamON first of all. So it's Veeam's annual major conference, and it's positioned towards end users. Now, I know that so many of you are partners. You can get stuff out of this too. But I'm going to start with you, Kirsten, because you've been with us for a while here, just almost up on 7 years. How would you describe VeeamON to the audience?
I would say that VeeamON is just the place for you to know everything and learn everything you want to know about Veeam. You have technical experts from Veeam speaking. We bring customers to help speak and tell the story of how Veeam saved their bacon in a time of need. So it's like one of the events that's just like really Veeam, learn more, implement more Veeam. So I love VeeamON. I really do. It's one of my favorite times of year for sure.
Is it really your favorite? Because it's a hard week for those of us.
It's a hard week, but it's like exciting. We get to talk Veeam. We get to hear from our customers. We get to hear from people who are interested in Veeam. So it's just a lot of fun.
Now, Melissa, this will be, we're going up on 4-ish years for you. What would you describe VeeamON
This
to the
is
audience?
going to be my, I guess kind of fourth VeeamON, kind of third because I missed one, but I love VeeamON. So I remember my very first VeeamON, Rick. This is where we started the coin flip. Do you remember? It was my first ever presentation at VeeamON. It was a Veeam Availability Orchestrator. It was me and you. And we got up at the beginning of the presentation and we flipped a coin and we just went back and forth, slide by slide, the whole presentation.
And we did not go in thinking that we were going to do.
No, I think you came up with that idea like we were standing at the front waiting for it to start greeting everybody. And we're like, okay, let's do it.
58 minutes, yeah.
VeeamON is great. There is so much great content. There are so many great speakers. I remember, before I worked at Veeam, kind of following what was going on at the conference. It's just kind of your one-stop shop for, the latest and greatest at Veeam and, some really good hands-on technical stuff as well. It's not just all like fluffy theory of, yay, Veeam is great, we saved your bacon. We have some really special stuff planned this year that's really going to go deep in what you need to know to become educated on these products so you can make better decisions for your customers and your organization.
Yeah, 100%. And one thing I would highlight, and it's veeamon.com, or if you go to the webpage, you'll get that information. But I think that learning from the experts is indeed the big magical thing. So let me explain what I mean by what not Veeam backup and replication. So the reality is there's a perception. I deal with this every day in my role that Veeam is just this VM backup solution, and maybe even just VMware at that. And that's true. We do a really good job.
We do that really well.
We
do that like pretty good.
Like I don't know if I can say this live, so I won't say it. I won't say it live. There was a word. If I have to think about it, I probably shouldn't say it. But there's a perception that we're working to just let everyone know we're so much more than just virtual machine backup now. There have been an incredible number of additional products, and the Veeam platform, there's a lot of candles on that birthday cake that need to be blown out when we do a launch, right? So,
Oh yeah, lots and lots of candles.
right.
Lots
So,
of candles.
and we're gonna be showcasing, sure, a lot of backup and replication at VeeamON, but I think it's also really important to know that there's so much more to it. We just got a question from Mr. MJI. He says, is it open source or platform based? Which hardware is supported? Can I rock it with Huawei hardware? So, Mr. MJI, good question. It's not open source, but over in Kasten World, our Kubernetes product, there is some open source stuff like Kubester. So we install a lot on Windows and Linux and Mac OS for the Mac backup. Hardware, basically anything. We're
We don't
software defined. Yeah. So I like to say software defined, hardware
We're
agnostic,
agnostic.
and cloud ready. Huawei, we actually integrate with the Huawei, I think it's the Ocean Store from a source and target standpoint. So you might want to check that out. But yeah, you should be good, MJI. All right. Well, we already have our first application. So thank you so much.
Watching.
All right. So what do we have on the map? We have Canada. We have Tennessee. I'm going there in 2 weeks. California, New Mexico, Kentucky, Michigan. I saw you from Michigan. Welcome. I used to live up there. We also have Canada and Mexico. I saw CDMX in there. Bienvenidos. And over in, let's see, we've got some Europe action going on. We have Czech, Germany, Norway, Ukraine, France, Switzerland, Spain. Good. All right, Cody, Colorado, going to come up in the next one. And then we have Turkey. I guess it's on the map, but I didn't get it. But then over in the middle, we've got Turkey, Kuwait, Saudi, South Africa, of course. And then as we move through the map down in the APJs, we've got Fiji, India, Malaysia. Fiji, that might be one of the first for me live. So no, good stuff. Welcome everyone. But anyways, what we're talking about is what is not backup and replication. And the thought here is, again, we're trying to really build on the perception that it's just this virtual machine backup. Now, it's ironic, but I have two individuals with me today that have a specialization in something that isn't backup. So I'll put you on the spot first, Kirsten. Tell me about your favorite non-backup and replication product.
Well, I would have to say my favorite non-backup and replication product has to be Veeam ONE. I feel as if when I started at Veeam back 7 years ago, there's just something about Veeam ONE that I just got really interested in. Just really being able to see everything going on in our lab environment, virtual environment, our backup environment, and really getting that visibility and just seeing everything that was going on just really was interesting to me. So yeah, I would have to say that's my favorite product. And I will be showing Veeam ONE at VeeamON. So make sure you check out the demo session if you don't really know much about it. And we have a session also talking about how Veeam ONE integrates with backup and replication and Veeam Disaster Recovery Orchestrator. So it's going to be a really fun time. You can tell I'm just bursting with excitement for Veeam ON.
Well, I think we're all just bursting. Let's just bursting because it's so much work. But you mentioned also Disaster Recovery Orchestrator, and that's one of the other kind of non-BNR products. And so, Melissa, what can people find out about VDRO at the event?
So we've got some great stuff going on for Veeam Disaster Recovery Orchestrator. First of all, you're going to see a really awesome demo during one of the general sessions that I did. And I'm not going to spoil it, but it is like the first time ever we've done something like this with Orchestrator and other Veeam technologies too, because it's an orchestrator, right? We're orchestrating other things and we're orchestrating your recovery from backup and replication, right? Either CDP replicas, regular replicas, backups, or some storage snapshots. And we're kind of adding all this stuff on top of it, like one-click data labs testing, one-click documentation that's automatically generated, never write a DR document again. So it's kind of laying all this stuff on top of backup and replication, right? And kind of like Veeam ONE too, it's kind of doing all this stuff on top of backup and replication and for your vSphere environment or Hyper-V environment and all this other stuff as well. So those are two awesome, great products. Now, here's something funny. Usually it's me and Kirsten doing a Veeam ONE session together at every conference, right? And this year it's a little different. I have the orchestrator demo session. Kirsten has the Veeam ONE demo session, and then we come together for what we're calling the Veeam CDP trifecta, where we talk about a little bit of backup and replication, but also how orchestrator and Veeam ONE tie into CDP, right?
Yeah, good shout there, Melissa. And that's important to note because there's a lot of what I call shared technology. And the way that orchestrator works, it uses a lot of backup and replication to do the work. And you're going to explain that in those sessions. But also Veeam ONE does a really good job of monitoring Veeam backup and replication. So we're going to come back to shared technology. So good shout there. Now we do have a question from Mr. MJI. What about OS software support, Windows, Linux, Android? So a short story, MJ, is that the backup and replication product would install on Windows, but it can use Linux components. The Linux agent backup, of course, can run on Linux. And then we don't have an Android Play currently, but interesting idea, something to watch. So then after backup and replication and Veeam ONE, then I want to kind of pull it a little bit back to backup a little bit, and then
little bit.
So the three clouds, Azure, AWS, and Google,
the big three,
the Veeam backups for those. And so those are interesting because, and this actually is well timed for Mr. MJI's question. These, a piece of trivia, these are actually A, Veeam's 3 newest products, but B, they are written in Linux, okay? And they're deployed in the marketplace. So it's a very different type of backup product, right? Again, the perception, just virtual machine backup on premises. VBAs that we like to call them, but then the Google one, we can't really call that VBA. So VBAG. Let's call it a VBAG.
The VBAG.
that might not be a good idea, but Kirsten.
I've just been calling it Veeam Backup for Cloud, and that's not marketing approved or anything like that. But that's what I've been doing.
I live my life not marketing approved.
So do I.
Okay. But Kirsten, have you used either of the cloud backups, or Melissa, either one of you? Anything you want to share on those?
We have actually. I distinctly remember one day in the lab, Kirsten and I setting up something when we were getting ready to demo it for some of the analysts at our analyst summit earlier this year. Really easy to use, simple, intuitive web UI. Use it for whatever, pick your poison here, whatever cloud you want to go with, deploy it in your respective marketplace, and you'll be up and running and backing up in minutes. If you want to try it, it is free forever for 10 instances or VMs or VM instances or whatever they call it, whatever cloud you're in, right? But you get to really kick the tires and test it with 10 for free. And there's some awesome cost estimation in there that will tell you how much your backup policy is going to cost you, right? So you're not completely blowing something out of the water. You're taking a look, you're like, wow, this app is critical and it's only going to cost me $3 to back up a month. Maybe I should protect it a little better, right? So there's a lot of really great decisions you can make based on that. And like everything else at Veeam, they're just like really simple to use.
Yeah, I'd like to say that is cloud economic intelligence, because the different policies of, say, a snapshot in EC2 or of an Azure VM versus blob or S3 storage, there's very different cost profiles. And when you slide the retention, you're going to see it. All right. What's number 4 on the list? Oh, the new kid on the block, the blue one, right? Kasten K10 by Veeam. Now, this is also a backup product. This is very well covered at the event. Demos, general session, 2 or 3 breakouts, but make no mistake for the audiences out there. We are on a journey. Our technology communities, right? This will graduate and become a core platform. So this is a great place to start. If you're thinking about, taking on Kubernetes skill, this would be a great way to start, because I feel like the traditional IT audience will have to deal with Kubernetes. And as a body that we are here at Veeam, we're going to go there with you. And so this is a great way to start at VeeamON. All right, any guesses on the next one? Now, Kirsten and Melissa, you have seen the slides, but have you remembered? Oh, yeah, that thing.
Wasn't it that Office 365 or?
You're right.
It's going to have to go with.
It is VBO. That's right. Short name VBO, but Veeam Backup for Microsoft Office 365. So that product, by the way, just continues to crush it. And we go through a lot of things at VeeamON explaining this product, because a lot of times people don't even know that they need to have a backup. In fact, the 8 reasons, that is a good place to start. If you're not sure, do I need to even back up my email, OneDrive, SharePoint, Teams data? You do. And we outline those reasons and we make it easy for you to get started. Now, Melissa.
Yes.
I think you've used this product even.
I have many times, actually.
You know, and you were new to the space, and how did it go?
Well, here's the funny part. It's really easy to use, like everything else, and it's very similar, wizard based like all of our other products, and it kind of has a backup and replication-esque feel to it, but it's the same simple steps. Okay, what data are you protecting? Where do you want to send that data protected? What repository are you going to pick? Anything you want to include or exclude from your policy, and then wait, what did I do?
Sorry.
It wasn't you.
Sorry. No, it wasn't you.
Okay.
Sorry, it wasn't you. Sorry. My bad.
And then it's kind of like go, right? What is I've been trying to say the word retention point a lot more for some reason internally, but like what are your RPOs you want to hit, right? Do I want to do this every 8 hours, every 12 hours, every 4 hours, whatever makes sense for my data? So really simple to use like anything else. Like if you've used one Veeam thing, you can figure anything else out. You don't even have to read documentation, though I probably shouldn't say that.
No, well,
You should read it. You don't have to,
Veeam
though.
products are meant to just quote unquote throw it in to get started, especially for like the 10 users, the free trial. Actually, all of these except the Orchestrator product have the free trial experience.
No, we have a 30-day free trial.
But not forever for 10.
No, not forever for 10.
Okay, big difference. But Orchestrator sits a lot more in the enterprise space. But the Office 365 one, a great way to get started and try it. The thought here is that the free edition there is a great way to get started. So, all right, last one on the list, the agents.
Yeah, those are important too.
I still, some people like, oh, you guys do physical now? And I'm like,
I have to say, like when I was first like getting into Veeam, this had to be this was like 2016, I think. This was a while ago because I was like getting into Veeam before I worked here. And I was like, wait, I can do a physical machine? I even thought that like Veeam was just for VMs. But the truth of the matter is, no, you can also protect your physical assets. And one of my favorite Melissa's dirty lab tricks, I do all this random stuff I probably shouldn't. It's a great way to P to V, right? So I have a physical Windows box and I need to move it to either the cloud or Hyper-V or VMware because it's old broken hardware that's about to run out of service, or I can't buy parts on eBay anymore. We all have those sitting around. They're great. And for the end user devices, right? Those Winix. What is Winix?
Windows, yes, Linux. The latest version of Linux from
desktops that everybody's got at their houses, right? Push an agent there and back that thing up. So when I dropped a bottle of San Pellegrino on my laptop yesterday, Rick, you can appreciate that. It survived, but even if it hadn't, I would have a backup, right?
Well, I do appreciate your fine taste in sparkling water, if that's what you're going at. Yes. Yeah. Yes, indeed. And I definitely admire your choice of backup. So yes. Awesome. So, and then the agents, by the way, y'all, they also support the free experience as well. So we make it easy to try this stuff. But I mentioned this earlier. One thing, what else is shared technology, right? It's not backup and replication, but it's, I want to explain the way we build this platform. You will see shared technology through this, right? So the primitives, right? Those types of things, they will use different parts of the different products. So it's really important to know that as this platform grows, builds, there's enhancements. In fact, I'll give you an analogy that came from when we added Hyper-V support in 2011. I was here. I remember this. Anton Gostev told me something very fundamental. He said, Rick, the only difference is the source. Target is still the same, that Veeam backup file format. So it was a really easy way for us to add another platform, right? The clouds, the physical servers. I mean, we changed some formats with NAS and stuff like that. So, all right, well, let's go to the Mapplication. I even messed up my own note. Let's check it out. A lot of updates. So we got Colorado, we've got Colombia, Brazil. Thank you so much. We got more Texas.
Wow.
Yeah, we got some South America, Brazil.
Everybody's just as excited for VeeamON as we are.
That's right. Netherlands, Poland, Bosnia and Herzegovina. First time B&H up in the place. That's great. Lebanon. And thank you all so much for letting us know where you're from. Kosovo, welcome. ZZ, welcome. And then another from South Africa. And then MJ, you drop in a comment about the demo. One of the cool things about VeeamON is there's a whole track of demos. So Mr. MJI, if you want to check that out over at the event, great way. Austria as well added. I'm going to Austria in November. Just got cleared for that, so I'm excited. All right, so what can we do with this information, Melissa and Kirsten?
You can go sign up for all the wonderful VeeamON sessions right now.
That's right, and I got 4 highlighted speakers over in the right. Now, I'll admit, guys, we have a little bit of fun on Fridays. So
we do have fun on Fridays. We can't help it.
I gave Melissa and Kirsten new titles. I hope they approve. So, but in all seriousness, you're going to hear from Anton. In fact, just today we did a practice for the Ask Me Anything for Anton, and that went really well. But I actually have a piece of breaking news, believe it or not, breaking news. Let's see, where's my pointer? Totally looking off camera, but I want to do my little thing. So all throughout the VeeamON website and stuff, right down there, we've been saying that we're going to try, with every registration, Veeam will commit to donating $3 to girls who code up to 100K, meaning if we hit our internal target. I'm really happy to tell everyone we hit that number. So we're going to be donating $100,000 to girls who code. So that's a great organization. Awesome. Yeah. So, when we have these virtual events, we can still do amazing things. All right. So with that, I want to thank Melissa. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Always a pleasure to join the Friday Live, Rick.
And on Monday, before I forget, Corinne, Dave Russell, and probably one other individual, I can't remember the name, maybe Jason, are going to dissect VeeamON by the numbers and a little bit different perspective, right? So we were focusing here on the product. So you definitely want to tune into the Monday show. And Kirsten, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. And I want to give a really deep, emotional, complete thank you to Mark, our producer, and Felicia on our social media team. Friends, it's these individuals and more. They really do so much to help bring you these contents. So I really am grateful for them, and I want to give them the double shout. So cool. Well, on behalf of the Veeam global teams, thank you for attending the LinkedIn Live, and join us at VeeamON. Go to VeeamON.com. You can sign up for free $99, and we'll see you next time.